Oh, hello. We're having a chat with each other. I'm Philip Blue.
I'm Lan Bui.
And I'm Vu Bui.
Yes. Are you related?
No.
No, not by
you
blood.
are the Bui Brothers.
We are the Bui Brothers.
It's only by title, though.
Right. So
That's
you actually
what
are
people-
proper brothers, unlike some of these people who come along saying, like Bandito brothers, who are not actually brothers.
Right.
Exactly true. That's the first question we get.
I was going to be the Brothers Bloom, but somebody made a movie out of that. So
They
I was
did.
That's very
Dude,
unfortunate.
they
So
stole your title.
Why are you here anyway? Why am I here?
Why are you here?
We are all
actually,
here
hold
to
on, hold
speak
on. We have a list of questions
for you.
for you, Philip. And the first question is,
Yes. So we
Why
are
are you
here.
here?
We're going to be speaking about DSLRs. That is all it's about. HDVD.
hybrid
Let's not talk about
SLRs.
VDs though.
wait,
That's a totally
HDVD.
DSLRs which shoot high definition video is what it's the catchy phrase.
That actually sounds pretty good, and we're going to use that now.
Yes. So we're talking about them because they've pretty much changed the way that I work in the past 10 months, and I'm sure they've changed a lot for you guys as well.
Yep.
Completely. Actually, for about 13 months.
I'm getting there before you.
Yes,
Right,
but
yeah.
we were, we started as pure photographers and started doing video with adapters.
Yes.
And then
Me too.
here came the D90, we jumped on it, and then the 5D Mark II. Amazing.
I was exactly the same because I was shooting on cameras not dissimilar to these ones, with 35mm adapters, trying to get that coveted look.
Yeah.
D90 came out, bought it straight away, used it, and was disappointed straight away.
Yes.
5D Mark II came out, saw what Vincent did, and thought that looks really cool, but saw the lack of manual controls, and I thought, this isn't for me. And it wasn't until somebody showed me you could use Nikon glass on it with it.
Yeah.
You could actually get some sort of manual control
Yeah.
over
Yes.
it.
We actually shot with the 5D Mark II on a TV commercial in automatic mode.
Yeah, before
With exposure,
there was
just lock.
Yes, and we just take the lens half off,
Yes.
so that we
So
had
lock in the
automatic
aperture.
full.
I did that once. It was a 1635, and then it fell onto the concrete and glass.
we were
I had to get it
luckier
repaired.
than that.
I think you
Cautious.
almost need to tether them with a bit of rope
True, actually, or tape.
or tape.
Little gaffer's tape.
Or get one of the Bui Brothers who's not being useful to actually
Just
hold the
be
lens.
hold-
Or
well,
underneath
you just
a
hover, just
catcher. Like you have a baseball mitts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be quite
baseball
useful.
mitts,
Yeah,
or a
you-
cricket mitt.
I've caught
for you.
the 1635 guy.
Done.
Shots
It's like a.
So what are
it's like a
you
football
here
match.
for?
Well, it's an interest. I mean, I'm here because they asked me to come here because
true.
originally you guys said no, and so I was basically the second call. But then you guys came along, so they'd already asked me, and I was committed. And,
Yeah.
So
Actually, what it really was we will only come if Philip comes.
That is what we said.
It's in our contract.
the funny thing is about us is that we have actually met before. We met almost a year ago,
Yeah.
and the
That's
irony
true.
was that we didn't know who each other were
Nope.
at that point. I was out testing the GH1 with PL glass. They were out doing a shoot on the 5D in
Yes.
very low light.
Yeah.
Was it part of a music video?
It was actually a charity.
Charity thing. That's
a
right.
charity promo
We
video.
were at a Joshua Tree. I was covered in cactus bits because
You
said,
were.
"Do not touch the cactus," and I went, "Why?" So I touched the cactus, and then
found out.
And it actually took about 4 months before the last things came out.
Wow.
That's kind of how
But
it works.
that's how we met, and then online we've connected, like everybody's connected online with
Yeah.
Twitter, and you've got your blog, I've got my blog, and I guess it's really weird that people kind of come up to us and say, we love you, we know you. It's really nice to actually meet people who you've been communicating with. Actually,
Yeah, we
face.
don't get that, no.
Don't you?
No one
Philip,
likes us at all.
I read your blog. It's very
Oh,
good.
thank you. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
That actually
People
does
say
feel good.
that all
Thank
the
you.
time,
Yeah.
but we haven't updated in 6 months, so we know they're lying.
But we're going to be doing a workshop on Monday.
Yeah, that's going to be really
We'll
cool.
all be doing a workshop on Monday.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting. We're going to be covering all sorts of bases. I'm going to be the eternal optimist, saying about how great HD DSLRs are.
Then Barry
I
comes
will.
on.
I will phrase a couple of caveats in there, just like but I will leave the downsides to Barry, because Barry Green, who's everybody knows from the HVX book and the DDX book,
Yes.
is going to be talking. He's a big HD DSLR user, and he's also certainly. I don't know about yourself, but I'm not very into feedback.
Nor am I.
I don't like feedback. I'd rather just put it out there and just.
Exactly.
But he's very technical. I think it's you guys too close to each other.
Oh, are we too close? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come over
Wait
here.
for me.
Hey,
He's very
How you doing?
technical, and so he's analysed all the images and the problems, so he's going to talk about those sort of issues. which every camera has issues. The cameras we're shooting on have issues. Even cameras I've been shooting on projects which like F-35s have issues. Every camera I've ever touched has had an issue. So anybody who thinks there is a camera which is golden and will shoot everything perfectly and is the camera, it doesn't exist. And even when it comes out, we'll want something else.
Yeah, it's all about compromise.
Yeah.
And when these cameras came out, for certain shooters, it took care of all of the lacking things in the other cameras that we were using previously, where we were putting adapters and trying to get a specific look. It took care of a lot of that stuff. Unfortunately, there were other compromises we had to make. But for us, being people who really focused more on the look and were willing to deal with technical issues to get that look, it was worth all of the compromises. We've actually sold all of our regular video cameras, and we just rent them if we really need
All
them.
we shoot on is 5D, 7D stuff.
Wow.
Unless we absolutely need something, HVX, whatever, we'll rent that.
Yeah.
And we do sometimes, especially with events and things like that. Sometimes you need to be able to record for 2 hours straight.
Yeah, absolutely. But I've been using them for documentaries, for long-form documentaries, and I didn't think they would work initially, and I just found ways around the issues, the 12-minute issues, and they're not big issues.
No.
You know, with things like Pluralize on Final Cut, which does all your auto syncing for you, it gets past the issue of having to do sync claps every 12 minutes.
Exactly, and that was one of the huge things, especially if you have multiple cameras.
Yeah, you can do multicam stuff really easily with it, and it just makes everything so much easier. What we initially thought was, this is for narratives, commercials, and
video blogs,
pretty shots. Yeah, this is not a tool that can be used in a documentary environment. Totally disagree now. Still got issues. There's nothing easier than having a video camera that you can punch in and grab the shots when you need.
Yeah.
And certainly when I was doing a shooting in Delhi with them, I had a director who was constantly telling me to get a shot. She would say, "Oh, get that shot over there." So I put on my wide lens, my long lens, and then she said, "Oh, I need a nice big wide." And I'm like, "I can change the lenses." And she said, "Oh, get a shot over there." So that's the problem with them, is that you always swap big lenses, and I've found having two cameras being very useful for those sort of things.
It's true. It's true. And the primes, especially on these DSLRs, primes are just amazing.
They are amazing.
As photographers, we only shoot with primes.
Yeah.
But sometimes we'll pick up zooms for video shoots because there are times it's pretty useful. But there's not really a zoom that does what you could do on an old video camera with that full range.
There's 3 zooms, and they don't even reach that range.
No, they don't.
You start at the 16, and you end up at 200, and 200 doesn't come anywhere near as close to the range of what you expect from a
Put
video
on a
camera.
2x extender, you lose a stop of lights.
You're getting there, but still, it's insane. I was shooting last weekend on a video camera going down Pacific Coast 1, and it was a video standard E&G lens, and I just forgotten just how easy it makes your life. Apart from the camera's bigger and heavier, but you can just see a shot and go bang.
But you don't get that depth of field
Doesn't look anywhere near
that everyone
doesn't look the
craves.
I mean, it's amazing. I actually see everything in 5D depth of field now. You are totally out of focus.
Oh, yeah.
Your nose is just in focus
Just in
right
focus.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually
just the
only
tip
have your
of my
mustache
nose.
hairs in focus right now.
It's not really a moustache, it's more stubble than
But see, I actually installed zooms, so I'm good.
Yeah.
It's only
And
2.8
macro. What
though.
about macro?
What can you
got
do?
macro in there?
Yeah,
This now makes no sense whatsoever.
it never did. But it's funny how depth of field, shallow depth of field is like, it's
everyone wants it, and the funny thing is they're all like, "Oh, the 5D can't shoot on 7D. Depth of field isn't there." It's
Yeah,
like,
right.
Really?
As though
Really?
the 7D depth of field on a 51.2, it's just
it's
too deep.
not enough.
Too deep.
It's impossible to shoot f1.2 and anything that moves in the
Yes.
slightest.
It just
I mean,
doesn't work.
I'm pretty much always stopped down to 2.8.
Yeah, you
on start.
cannot shoot like an interview at 1.2.
No chance. Even at 2.8, you struggle.
Yeah.
Actually, if you put their head up against a wall
Well, neck
and
brace.
don't let them do
With a
that.
neck brace.
Yeah.
Neck
Strapped
brace.
in.
Strap
Again,
them in.
yeah.
That would work perfect. You know what? We're going to do that.
But the great thing is, because of the shallow depth of field,
You won't see
the
it.
wall would still be out of focus.
You won't even know there's a wall there.
Yeah.
It'll seem like it's 30 feet away.
Perfect.
Well, throw on a 1.0 lens, 51.0.
Well, I've just got
0.95.
my 0.95 lens, which I'm hoping they're going to make for a Canon EOS mount.
I believe I read they are going to make it for the EOS mount. They're going to do Nikon mount. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So a 50 0.95. Have you ever shot with the 50 1.0?
No, somebody showed it to me the other day, and it's. But then I find the 1.2 too fast.
Yeah. Well, the
That's the
1.0 isn't a great lens. It's not very sharp,
No.
but it is amazing when you'll shoot someone 10, 15 feet away and behind them, the background just goes right out of focus.
As long as they're utterly static.
Oh, yes.
Not even breathing.
Do not
No,
move.
don't breathe.
Actually, we only shoot dead people.
We're getting into a whole different genre here. Oh, you guys do the sort of, I know people do wedding videos, but you guys do the funeral videos.
Yes, we do. It's become a
Divorce
huge business.
videos. Best for our business.
Well, I do know somebody who does wedding videos who has quite a slow turnaround, and they have been divorced by the time she gets them to them. She's had delivery times of 18 months. And I'm like, oh wow.
Especially in the US. We try to turn our weddings
Especially in
around
LA,
really
which
quick.
She's done a lot in LA. I'm like, do you ever deliver them when they're actually, married still? Sometimes.
Sometimes. Well, I think only less than 50% of people are staying together, and it's within the first year, so there's a very good chance their video gets there when they're divorced.
I reckon if you sign a contract with one of these wedding companies, is have a clause in there. If you don't deliver it within our marriage, we get a full refund.
Oh wow,
Oh, yeah.
that would be that'd be very unprofitable in LA.
Yeah, that company would go out of
Be
business.
very pessimistic when you're getting married as well. It's like a prenup.
Although we have done same-day edits before.
Yeah.
And you can actually, even with what we're using right now, do a same-day edit with video. You can't do everything you want to do, but same-day edit works. So usually they're still together by the end of the day.
Yeah.
Usually.
So what is it you guys are mostly working on now? Has your work changed with the introduction of these cameras?
I don't know if we actually have time to go into everything
have about
that we're
90
working
seconds,
on.
by the way.
So
we don't have much
really
time.
running out of time. But we're working on television commercials. We work on a lot of promotional videos for small companies.
Yeah.
And then our whole photography business, which the video side is huge in our photography business.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
And then we're also launching a new tutorial video website. But
Teaching's good and the web's great for
Yeah.
that, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't know when people are actually going to see this.
yeah.
It may well be after our presentation, but if it goes out before our presentation,
which is
Come see
Monday.
us.
Monday at
9
9:30 in level 4, one of the ballrooms. But it's all in the program.
Yeah.
It is in the
And it's
program.
been a pleasure interviewing
Philip
each other.
Bloom, great to talk to you.
Yep.
Cheers,
Very
man.
nice.
Thanks very much.
Goodbye.